Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman, and you are seeing this again here on Master Duel. We are gonna be rocking birds again in this video. It's as if they weren't consistent enough. They got possibly their best piece of support in Advent of Adventure, where I've got the lines, the combo lines that you make with it, that you have with this deck now. Now that you know Snow. This is Snow, by the way. He's a lot bigger here than what his art on the art would have you believe. Like, I only noticed it because somebody pointed it out, but here in the art of Fluandries and Snow, that's Snow over there. And then Advent of Adventure is Snow in a close-up. So Snow is actually Snow, whichever. Snow is actually a lot bigger than he looks. Like, oh my god. And then, you know, before they get into to Empen's location and whatnot. But yeah, that's a fun little tidbit there for, you know, for us, for people who love their lore. I'm one of those people. But yeah, Advent of Adventure basically adds a layer of consistency to this deck that was just completely unheard of, you know, ever since Pot of Prosperity was limited to 1. And somehow semi-limiting the map was better than putting it to 1 like what the OCG did. But, you know, reason why I'm gonna be rocking this deck in this video is because Tiara Elements are literally just around the corner. Or at least I hope they are, but they will be arriving in this game soon, and apparently one of the counter picks against Tiara Elements, and or Sprites even, is Fluandries. So yeah, locking them out of special summons, locking out their graveyard. Although, you know, there is a bit of consistency hit in this deck, but Advent pretty much solves that problem all by itself. And you have like 4 ways to search the map anyway, so it's not really much of a problem. Also, there are some conflicting builds that I'm seeing about Fluandries. Some have 42 cards with like a 2-2 split of Pot of Extravagance and Pot of Duality. I'm tongue-tied right now. I've tried just Pot of Duality and Pot of Prosperity because Prosperity is limited to 1, and I'd honestly rather have Prosperity. But, you know, this deck already does a lot of searching all on its own, and I think having a hard draw 2 that basically forces your opponent to negate it, you know, is far and away a lot better compared to Duality. Although at least with Duality you get to do something beyond that. Let's say Extrav or Prosperity gets negated, you at least still have Duality. But, you know, we're gonna try this build. If not, I'm just going to stick to having, you know, for the longest time actually, and I've been playing this deck a lot off cam so that I can get my practice in with it again. I've actually had a build where it's 3 Pot of Duality and 1 Prosperity, and because there's really only 1 Prosperity, I only had 6 cards in my extra deck. Like, what more could I want? You know, apart from that. Also, because map has been limited to 2, I had 1 extra room for fucking Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, because more often than not, builds have it, and, you know, I might as well. So there's that. And yeah, we're gonna be rocking this on the rank ladder. So let's take flight! Okay, I'm going second, so let's see what my opponent has. His deck is a little thick. And my hand isn't the best, but I do have Pot, which is something. And we do have the Max C, so if we didn't have any more card draw, dude, this is gonna be a good time as any. And they're going with Swordswall. Of course it's Swordswall. It's always Swordswall! Swordswall. Let's at least draw one. This will hopefully stop my opponent from doing any more chicanery unless they have interaction here. Alright, he has the Ash, so they're gonna combo off pretty damn hard here. I do have infinite impermanence, so we're gonna see just how far they go. Although, because they use the Ash on Maxi here, that means I have free reign to use Pot of Extravagance and even Advent here, unmolested. So there's that. So yeah, we're gonna be back until I somehow find an appropriate choke point to stop my opponent from making their plays. Or, you know, just that's just my fancy way of saying, hey, I'm gonna come back when it's my turn. Okay, so my opponent bricked harder than I thought because he literally just ended on this rather simplistic board. So I am not quite sure what my opponent's gonna do about this. So we're gonna start with Extrav since it's literally the only play we got. We're gonna banish 6 and try to draw 2. If that gets stopped, which I highly doubt will be, that is not what I needed. But having 2 in perms is nice, but we're gonna pass the turn here. Literally any one bird, any small bird off the top gets us out of this mess. Like, holy shit, deck, come on! I know the Fluanderi's experience is to always brick to Kingdom Come, but this is getting it gets ridiculous sometimes. Either I draw nothing but this, just spells and traps and reactive stuff, or I draw literally my entire top end. Although, granted, my top end only really consists of 4 cards. Oh my god, he may not be playing Sword Soul, it may just be pure Tenyi, but that is honestly very, very unlikely. So, we're gonna see. But, we're gonna see if we can stop him here. Yep, it is exactly Sword Soul. Of course, it's always Sword Soul. Unless this last card in hand is, Long Yuan, which is very, very likely, we're gonna stop you. Like, if you brick really hard on your turn 1, I am not gonna forgive you for making that mistake, good sir. You had 2 level 7s. You could have made a rank 7 XCs. Okay, you had Called by the Grave, sure. That means that's a Called by the Grave that will not be used for later. We're gonna see what he does here. I can deal with Cheng Ying. I can't deal with his level 10 synchros though. So there's that. We're gonna see what he summons here. He could also get Taya, which is also a possibility, but we're gonna see. He does get Taya, which will allow him to banish. This isn't once per turn, right? Yeah. Imperm is not once per turn. Alright, we're gonna stop him from trying to make any tokens whatsoever. So there's that. Okay. Dimension Shifter is a pretty dead card at this point, and he could go into a Link 4 if he so chooses, but this is still a pretty decent amount of damage. I'm not quite sure what the numbers are. This is a little over 4k if I'm doing like the basic read right here. Yeah, it's a little over 4k. He attacks with all of his worms. They're not spelled W-O-R-M-S. No, it's W-Y-R-M-S because they're fancy like that. Okay, just passing the turn back to me there. Good God, they bricked as hard as I did, which is just... That's just wonderful. Alright, so we will keep skipping ahead until something more interesting happens, or, you know, I just cut to the next duel because the Fluanderi's experience is bricking to Kingdom Come. Lost a die roll again, so let's see what my opponent has for us. Deck's a little thicker than usual. Although we have Max C, we have Imperm, so we may stand a chance, but we shall see. Starting off with an Extrav of their own. Great! This could potentially be the mirror, but we shall see. We're not gonna Max C just yet because they could. It could vet. Yup, it is the fucking mirror. Holy shit! Alright, if he's starting with that, then I know exactly how to stop you. Literally just stop the first summon. If you start with the map, then that means you're insulated against your shenanigans here. Oh god, using Advent to dodge removal. That is a technique that I learned playing this deck again. Holy shit, alright. Alright. Well played, opponent. Well played. Alright, so Maxi's a dead card. We are in a Fluanderi's mirror, so we'll be right back when something more interesting happens. Okay, so my opponent opened Broken because they have Unexplored Winds plus what I would assume is the trap card. So we could be in very deep trouble here. We're gonna see what we can do about it though. I mean, this isn't an end-all be-all, but the moment they activate anything here, that just resolves. That means they don't have any hand traps, although they can make up for it by activating Dreaming Town here. We're gonna see. So we do that. I'm just realizing now that we have no way to win. Alright, we're just gonna move on to... Well, we're not gonna move to the next duel just yet because we still have outs. We still have outs because they could potentially have something here that we can stop at the very least. We can't stop them from having an additional search. So we're gonna see here. Yeah, we will definitely stop that. Never mind, I forgot that they have stuff banished. Alright, we're gonna move on to the next duel. We just lost this mirror match. Oh god. I've yet to win a die roll today, and that is frustrating. We opened with an equally frustrating hand. Holy fuck! Oh my god. Although 45 card deck, 15 card extra deck. Let's see what kind of spiciness my opponent is on. So there's that. Although we do only have an Ash Blossom as interaction for our turn here. We could still die, but we shall see. Let's see what my opponent has for us. I honestly still like playing Fluanderies, you know, bricky as they may be, because they just represent a game style that isn't exactly too prevalent anymore, you know. The Monarch community has been around for as long as the Monarch strategy has been viable, at least in the competitive sense. You know, that's what True Dracos, which were, I guess, the spiritual successors to Monarchs, and then there's also the Cleaford, which also love to normal summon big bunguses. We're gonna negate this. Yes, we should. That way he won't have too many material on board, since he already uses Pendulum Summon. Although he will have Electromite, which is scary enough. But we can at least guarantee that he won't have too many materials on board after all that. And one thing I realized as well, after talking to a bunch of OCG players, even with Electromite at 1 in the OCG, it's completely fine. Although, granted, the OCG has a very big difference over the TCG, and that the OCG has Max C, which is apparently one of the things that keeps Tiara Elements and Sprites in check. Because, yeah, sure, you can summon, like... And I've also, like, seen it in person, you know. Somebody was using Tiara Elements, and somebody used Max C. He drew, like, 15 cards. Like, holy shit. The amount of card advantage Max C gives all by its lonesome, that fucking cockroach deserves to stay banned in the TCG. Like, good god. But, yeah, he's gonna do pendulum combos. Who knows how long this will take. He'll probably summon Starving Venom, copying Electromite at some point. Draw probably 8 more cards. Who knows how long this will take. So we'll be right back when my opponent has probably 2 negates on board. You know, that's just how pendulums go. You go through all these combos and just end with 2 negates. Okay, my opponent ended on just an app 3 negate Appaloosa, which is honestly good enough, all things considered. And we bricked yet again. So to stop them from looping their cards any further, we're just gonna banish their Electromite now. I do not know how much further we can go on with this game, because having a 3 negate Appaloosa is just the end of us Fluanderies here. But, you know, we can do something about it. No, we cannot. We just can't. We need unexplored winds so that we can tribute over the Appaloosa here. So either we move on to the next duel or we skip to the next interesting point. Lost the die roll, but my opponent made me go first. That's concerning. And this is a shitty opening hand. It's all answers! Come on, deck! Oh my god. Yep, this is truly the Fluanderies experience. Oh my fucking god. So we're literally just gonna pass, and hopefully my opponent forgets that it's their first turn. Because you made me go first, damn it, but I opened with a going second hand. Yeah, that's fine. This basically gives me information on what type of deck you're running here, opponent. But we're gonna see. Oh my god. Banisher 6 already. It should not take you too long to decide. Although, granted, this could very well be another Fluanderies mirror. Are people really Ooh! Actual, factual dinosaurs. Alright. We have ways. We have ways around it. Although banishing 6 seems a bit greedy given how consistent dinosaurs are, getting Archosaurus, so he definitely already has a baby in hand, so there's that. He also probably has a, Miscellaneousaurus, which also stops them from, my searches, somewhat. So there's that. Or not searches, which also stops my, negations. At least my activated negations. We're gonna do Max C in case they have something, because that's still like 5 cards in hand. They could still have something here. We're gonna negate that. I know exactly how dinosaurs work, good sir. They're my main deck. Apart from, the 2 other bird decks that I have here. Although, granted, that's pretty much what I expected. Yeah, you don't want to run right into Max C here. Okay. I still don't want to do anything because Toucan is not the bird we're looking for here. Oh my fucking god, this deck. Guys, I swear, Floanderies can, okay? They just can. They're one of the decks of all time, okay? They can, okay? And it's cheap. That's why I highly recommend it. Okay, that's something, sure. Although if they do make a token, that means I can't target their shit anymore. Okay, we're gonna stop that, yeah. Because it's literally the... We have to stunt them as much as possible because, good God, we can only do so much. Oh my god. God, this deck. Oh my god. Guys, I swear this deck can perform better. Oh my god. We're literally stopping them at every possible corner here. Oh my god. Okay. That's that. Although we do have a blocker, although that will allow them to activate their Lost World. So there's that. So they definitely have a baby in hand, given how they've been doing their shit here. Okay, doing that will allow them to destroy a baby in the deck, thus allowing them to summon a dinosaur from the deck. But let's see what they do here. They should destroy a baby, which is a sentence I can only use against dinosaurs, okay? They have to destroy... Okay, they destroy Petit Pteranodon. It cannot attack, though, which is a sentence that I keep forgetting is on Petit Pteranodon. So, let's see if my opponent also forgets that. And they just, you know, go into main phase 2 with their head hung low. Because that's how it always happens. Yep, that main phase 2. Alright. Although they could also use Giant Rex as link material here, and then banish it somehow, and then Giant Rex comes back. So, we shall see. I don't know what else to add here. Cut to my opponent's end board. Opponent literally ended on Logia Pass and set his Archosaur to defense. That is not the monster I want right now. Fucking hell. But you wanna know what's funny? I can set this card. It has a 2200 booty, and it can block whatever my opponent has for days. So good fucking luck getting over that opponent. And the fact that he set his Archosaur to defense means he does not have a Linkuriboh. This is why you have a Linkuriboh in your dinosaur deck, so that you can get Archosaur off the field. Oh my fucking god. And you do have a baby in hand. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my god. We're gonna negate the baby. We're gonna negate the baby in the graveyard. This is... Oh my god. We're just gonna cut the... Okay, yeah. He wastes his negate on that. That means our Ash Blossom is live. Good. Good. That's really, really good. That's exactly what I was hoping for. No, I totally did not forget that Logia is a solemn judgment on legs. But yeah, we still have Ash Blossom. We have ways to stop my opponent. So we're gonna cut ahead again until something more interesting happens, because this is just frustrating me. As a dinosaur main, this is frustrating to me. I have stopped my opponent at every single possibility, yet he still somehow finds a way through. So to save my sanity from this duel, we're just gonna skip on to the next one, because good god, I have no idea how I'm gonna claw my way out of this one. Opponent made me go second, so we'll see if we have any responses. No, we do not, but that's not exactly an indication of whether we've won or lost. I mean, we do have ways to bait out their negation here. 3 ways, actually. So we're gonna see. And it's Hero Lives. Alright, we are facing off against Heroes. So they will do their wombo combos while we don't have any interaction. Yay! Although at the very least I am a lot more confident that I can... I'm more capable in beating this deck than everything else that I've faced on the ladder so far. Even off camera. So we'll be right back when they have their end board. Okay, so my opponent did not exactly end on a negate, but it did, and you could have been so helpful a turn ago. Oh my fucking god, Maxi. We're gonna start with extra. Hopefully get infinite impermanence because it's literally the only thing that will allow us to get by plasma here. Unless they have the Ash Blossom, which is honestly a likely possibility. That is not an Ash Blossom. Damn. So we do not have a way to get rid of this. Although we can deck thin, we can keep deck thinning here. And we're not exactly dead from this. This is what, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 6,000. This is a little over 7,000. We're still alive, but things are not gonna be looking pretty after this. Oh my god. Yeah, we can still keep deck thinning. We do have the max C to deter them from doing anything too drastic here. They're not doing anything, so that means they could potentially not have any hand traps whatsoever. So we're gonna keep deck thinning here. And hopefully this max C carries us to victory. Oh my god. Plasma pretty much like hampers our entire like plan. So who knows who knows how we're gonna do it. Literally infinite impermanence or bust here. So we're gonna hope that Maxi does something here. Again, we're only facing down at least 7,000 points of damage on board. So if Maxi stops them from committing too much, we have one more turn. And now that I think about it, we probably do have one more turn if they don't put in any more monsters beyond the 3 that they have here. So, yeah, because Advent gave us 500 life points, so we are slightly more comfortable. Alright, they're just going to go into combat. So, our Maxi could potentially be dead. Although we do have extra Av to help us draw into more shit. So, there's that. Plasma is a really big problem, unfortunately. Since he's literally skill drain on legs. Except it's only for our opponent. Like, oh my god. Are we gonna have a drink of... Nope, we were dead anyway because I forgot that during his combo, he searched Sunra. He searched Honesty Neos. We move to the next duel. Finally won a die roll, and here's hoping I get to do something this time rather than just flounder around. There's a decent opening hand, so we're gonna see if we can bait any negation here. We're gonna start with Terraforming and D-Shifter to go along with it. So let's see. Alright. Your move, opponent. Let's see what you got. Do you have a Called by the Grave or a Crossout Designator? No, you do not. Although I keep forgetting that he can't exactly activate that because it's not his turn. So we're gonna do Fluanderi's combos until my opponent stops me from doing anything. We'll be right back with my end board. Okay, so my opponent had a well-timed infinite impermanence and stopped my chain of normal summons from ever occurring. Although, because I managed to normal summon Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds here, it'll make them waste a battle phase at the very least, so I am not dead. Although, granted, we do not have too much in hand, so who knows what we're gonna do here. I mean, they could just normal summon and then beat over Barrier Statue here and then do their plays on main phase 2, so it at least guarantees us something. Although we are still under the effects of Dimension Shifter, so who knows how far they're going to be able to pop off here. So yeah, Sword Soul being stuck under D-Shifter, and then they just had to waste their battle phase on that. Okay, yep, they can't do their shenanigans now, but they have to lose a lot of their resources because we are still under D-Shifter, damn it! So we'll be right back when it has passed to my turn. Okay, so my opponent made Chisha Baxia, spinning my magnificent map back into the deck, but that is... We still might actually have a chance here. Okay, weirdly enough, we still oddly have a chance, unless, you know, I will at the very least bait out the Chi Shao negation here. my opponent chose to summon Baxia rather than Baron de Fleur, which perplexes me here. So we'll just bounce some of their stuff back? Okay. We'll get rid of Chisao since I can deal with Baxia a lot easier. Yes, we will also return Baxia because, good God, they have access to their graveyard now. I think I'd rather have Eaglin in my hand right now. Yeah. I think D-Shifter screwed up my opponent pretty damn bad here. If they're gonna do their shenanigans like this. Alright, we did manage to bait the Chisao negate, and now we have free reign to do our thing here, which is really, really Gucci. Whoo boy! You know, as ready as Master Duel is for the top of the meta, you know, sometimes your skill as a player will really show, especially if, you know, you have something like this and then you just find a way, you know. Sometimes you just have to find a way. And we're gonna do our combos here. We're gonna use Eaglin. We actually don't need to chain block, but we do need our birds in our hands to be able to do things here. Yeah, we don't need that at the moment. We can still attack at the very least, so there's that. They do have access to their graveyard now because we're no longer under D-Shifter here. We're gonna normal summon this, or do we summon that? Yeah, we should just get all of our guys and gals into rotation. Okay. Oh, excuse me. No, we don't need that since it's very, very unlikely that they have any interaction anyway. So we'll just get the final bird into our hand here. Then we'll normal summon Empen because we can. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's not what I want. There we go. Okay. Normal summon Empen. Activate Empen. Then we're gonna summon. Then we're gonna get 3. You know, just in case there's any chicanery here. Okay. And then we're not quite out of the woods yet, since I correctly identified that they will use their negate on they'll use their Chisao negate on Ryza. So we're gonna see it now. Yeah, I mean, Dreaming Town is almost always the correct get, no matter what. That's enough, and we just go into combat. We're gonna punch over Baxia with Ryza here, which will trigger something if I'm not mistaken. No, it does not. Alright, we're gonna use Empen to hit over Chisao here. We're gonna have his attack. We will banish the Toucan since we can get it back anyway. And there we go. He is left with 2 link material on board. But we are definitely not out of the woods just yet. So yeah, we managed to stabilize, but 1 card in hand, the opponent, it could literally be anything here. Although he can link these away and use Vishuddha's bounce on most likely Empen. Alright, he will use it on Empen here. Okay. I actually have to do this now so that he will not have a chance to activate Vishuddha here. So that he cannot bounce Empen to hand, which is honestly exactly what I do not want here. Yeah, we're gonna tear my opponent a new one. Alright, last card in hand. What do you got, opponent? Let's see. So we're gonna do our wombo combos here. Eaglin flies back to our hand. 3 banishes Vishuddha before it can even use its effect. Then we're gonna summon Eaglin, use Eaglin's effect. Then we're gonna activate Toucan, chain block, just in case this is a hand trap. He can't use Imperm, but he can use Ash Blossom here. Okay, then that happens. Okay, we will get the other Ryza. And then we will normal summon said Ryza. guess. No, actually, we will just normal summon him the hard way. That and that. Okay. Normal summon him. We will not bounce Long Yuan back to hand, but we will bounce him back to the top of his deck. And we will return Baxia, I guess. No, we'll return Dimension Shifter. Then we will return the Monk to his hand. And then we'll get 3, I guess? No, we'll get Robina. Since we already used this 3 effect this turn. Alright. What do you have, opponent? Nothing? Alright, cool. I just bricked the top of your deck. Although, that does give them a chance to discard whatever it is they have in hand here. So, we shall see if my opponent has something here, which is also a possibility since, yep, it was something. Alright. We don't really need to do this anymore, although that will give them a chance to use any of their level 8 synchros here. Let's see what they got. Alright, banishing Baxia. Okay. Summoning a tuner token. Let's see what other 8 they have in the extra deck. I mean, we're pretty vulnerable here, although granted, he will not be able to put the synchro monster into attack position because Empen will just negate it. Yep, Draco Berserker. You do realize that you can't activate its effect, right? Although Taya does its effect, and we will sadly have to Ash Blossom you here. You have set me back so far, now it's my turn to set you back. Okay? Now, granted, Draco, I don't know. Berserker can still, like, hit over, yeah, he can still hit over the Ryzas, because, you know, it's still 3,000, so there's that. But he does not have any negates whatsoever, so we may still pull this into a victory, but we shall see. So we will cut to the end screen. Okay, we're here at the end screen, and yeah, that's the Fluenderies experience. Losing so many times in a row because the deck bricks so goddamn hard. Even with all of the consistency boosters of, you know, the pots and whatnot, and even Advent, sometimes you just draw into the wrong combination of cards at the wrong time and you do not do anything. Like, again, you know, while back row decks aren't exactly as popular as they used to be, this is a best of one format, and I'd honestly rather be prepared for that possibility by having just a one of rather than not being prepared for it at all. So there's that. Although granted, having Advent means you can potentially just cut the terraforming since you have 3 ways to do it, but you know, having 4 ways to search your field spell that has only been semi-limited, that's honestly always really damn good. But yeah, that's Fluenderies once again, and I'm hoping that once the other elements and sprites come into this game, I will be wholly prepared for the onslaught of, good God, combos that are gonna be surrounding those 2 decks. So if you like what you saw and are prepared for the next shakeup of the meta, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share it among your friends. And until next time, toodles!